preparation like for all of you in terms of the Women's College World Series? I know I see on some of your Twitter and Instagrams, it seems like there's a lot of prep work involved. What is that like for all of you as you're getting ready for this?
I think ours is all very different depending on our job. So like Beth Mowens is the historian of this sport. She has a Bible that she passes out every year before the World Series with all the records, and I wrote on the top of mine, "If found, please burn," like it's a top secret Bible document. So that she's focusing on being the voice of the sport. They're really focusing on replays and why things are happening. And I'm really trying to lock in on stories. You know, we've got a player that's from Moore, Oklahoma, playing for Florida State. So I'm working on a story about her dad, who's driven over 50,000 miles in his 2009 truck to go back and forth between Tallahassee. So I think we're all working as a team, but we're all a little unique in our lanes, and then it comes together, and I really love that part of how we work together.
Yeah, and we share stories, so if we find something, you know, we'll pass it on to Holly, because we know that that's right in her wheelhouse, and Jess and I will break down pitchers and hitters, and we'll banter back and forth, because, you know, I always like to give her a hard time, saying it's about the pitching, and she's like, no, it's about the hitting. And then, of course, you know, Beth, obviously, just the knowledge that she brings to the game. And I think for Jess and I, being former softball athletes, you know, to have two other teammates that love our sport as obviously as much as we do, we're very blessed. I think for those of us that are former athletes, we're very blessed that our whole ESPN crew is just so invested in our sport.
All 8 of the national seeds are here. What do you think of the field itself?
Oh, I mean, as much as you love like the underdog that gets in, and we've talked about it too, is sometimes the team that sneaks in and has that like upset in supers gets here and they, you know, O2 barbecue their home, you know. So to see the teams that legitimately have had the seasons, got the seeds that they got, and then to win supers, honestly, we just got done with like 9 hours of meeting with these teams. So the confidence is there instead of, I mean, we've seen it all, like that scared puppy look of like, oh my gosh, what is this? Especially today, it's a little overwhelming for them. Instead, we get 8 teams. They're like, no, we kind of been preparing for this, whether it's our whole career or the entire season.
What is, you guys talk about the popularity of this sport and the intrigue, and this event seems to grow every year. What do you attribute to that growth? And it seems like every year, people who may have not been softball fans, all eyes are on this week and this weekend.
I mean, I do give credit to the fact that, like, the company we work for, ESPN, and, like, even this year, we're going to have 36 cameras. We have 180 people here from ESPN, including on-site. I mean, you can't miss it in right field. We have a studio on-site. And when you think about the growth, and that's, at the end of the day, like, people want to come here, they want to watch it, but when you see it on TV, and you know, I go back to Major League Baseball, and I've got Bryce Harper coming up to me being like, did you see Paige Marker? I mean, like, literally, he couldn't stop talking about softball. And it's because of the fact that it's now seen, and people, we've always known that the sport is great, but we just want to put it out there in the best way possible. The money helps because then we're able to showcase it and entertain. And then the stories and the humanizing of, to me, the best athletes. I mean, there's so many great stories there, not just great players.
We see the athleticism. We get to see the drama on their faces. It's a sport where you can get right up close and personal. We hear their stories and what it means to them and what they've endured to be here. And I think for a lot of male sports fans, there's an appreciation for what they're doing. A lot of guys out there have tried to hit a rise ball and have failed miserably, and there's a certain respect for the athleticism and the speed with which the game is played because of the smaller dimensions. If you were to compare it to baseball, things happen bang, 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 and I think sports fans love to see that.